is what we're doing to our children with this trans insanity. I mean, this is almost my single issue. We are chopping off the healthy body parts of young children without, 100% we are doing that.
Well, we are definitely doing that.
Without any inquisition.
That's what it is. So
into
I don't know
what's
what
happened.
the oohing is about.
I don't either. Pay attention, because I'm about to give you a truth bomb. Kids who are suffering from bullying, or who have been sexually assaulted, or who are going through normal puberty and feel uncomfortable in their bodies, will say to their parents, I'm not sure, maybe I'm gender confused. They will send them into a psychiatrist or psychologist who are told by our organizations, the American Psychiatry Association, and all the others that run their licensing.
Megyn Kelly stuns the audience. You could hear the gasps. Bill Maher, on Real Time with Bill Maher, the audience is appalled and stunned by the truth. She laid out the facts about transitioning, and after they recoil and discuss, Bill Maher says, yeah, it's really happening. Even Bill Maher knows that. Bill Maher is agreeing with Megyn Kelly. Let's see how they finish this off, talking about a hot button issue. Bill Maher, Real Time Bill Maher with Megyn Kelly.
You must affirm. Affirm is the only standard. And so the child gets told, you're right, you are secretly a boy, or vice versa. And the child gets put on puberty blockers, into cross-sex hormones, which sterilize a child and deprive the child of any chance of sexual pleasure for the rest of his or her life. We're talking about 9, 10, 11-year-olds who cannot give informed consent. Then they have body parts chopped off by a medical establishment and by parents who mean well but believe in these doctors, and they shouldn't. And when they inevitably get past the awkwardness of puberty or what have you, and they want to turn around and detransition, those who love bomb them on Reddit saying, come on in, the water's fine, abandon them. They are depressed. They have changed their bodies forever in a way that is irreversible. And we are all sitting back saying, it's a remote issue, as Kamala Harris said. It's not remote. It's the issue of our time, both with respect to children and women's rights.
Well, let's back up a little on that.
Back up to what? The truth? Let's go. Megyn Kelly has been on, you could hear the passion in Megyn Kelly's voice. She's been on a respectful tour and tirade against the woke. So strong, so powerful that even Bill Maher and his audience have to step back and give her the floor to speak. And the ahs and the oohs turn to a round of applause. Let's fast forward to today, when we just found out that the ACLU has a transformer lawyer that says children should be allowed to get the treatments that Bill Maher's audience changed their mind within a minute or two and agreed with Megyn Kelly that they shouldn't get. Let me show you that clip.
Chase, thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate it. So the case comes at a time when 26 states have passed laws restricting healthcare treatments for transgender youth, according to a CNN analysis of data from the nonprofit think tank Movement Advancement Project. So how do you plan to argue before the U.S. Supreme Court in a case that could have wide-ranging implications beyond the state of Tennessee?
Well, thank you for having me, Jake. And obviously, this is a critical inflection point for transgender people across the country. We're coming off of an election season where transgender people played an outside role in people's consciousness in terms of the way in which we were situated as a threat to others. And when we look at the map of states that ban this type of evidence-based healthcare, we went from 0 states that had these bans in 2020.
Okay, I'm having a hard time right now. This is disorienting. Chase, you can't make this up. Chase Strangio is talking right now. That's Chase talking. But we're going to get back to Megyn Kelly and Bill Maher. I just want to show you a little bit more of Chase here. This is an ACLU lawyer, transformer, obviously lawyer, as a feminine voice. Nothing can prepare you for the voice is what Colin Rugg said when he posted this. What they're talking about is arguing before the Supreme Court today in favor of these surgeries, cutting things off and doing all kinds of unheard of tragedies that Megyn Kelly was talking to Bill Maher about for minors. They argued that in front of the Supreme Court today in favor of letting that happen.
now more than half the country. So before the court tomorrow, the question is really a simple one as I see it. It's really, this is a law that bans medical treatment only when it is prescribed inconsistent with an individual's sex. Our argument is that that treats people differently because of their sex, and therefore the court has to treat it like all other forms of sex discrimination, and that's why it's unconstitutional.
So,
Well, there you go. They're arguing it, and Supreme Court justices are actually in favor of Chase Strangio. That's a concerning development when we have Supreme Court justices that can't define what a man or a woman is. Literally, hold on, I can't do it. I'm not a biologist, is what they said. What in the world is going on? Ketanji Brown Jackson said that. Let's go back to Megyn Kelly and see her just eviscerate Bill Maher. Go back in the same way that she did this on the gender issue is the same way she's going to do it on the Ukraine issue.
In the news this week, I mean, we thought when the Ukraine war started, Putin would be isolated. He's not isolated. He had the
No.
BRICS nation. That's Brazil, Russia,
Iran.
India, China, South Africa, and now 4 or 5 other countries. It's about half the world's population, about 35% of the GDP. He's got North Korean troops in his war in Ukraine now. He's very chummy with China. China and Russia always hated each other, not anymore, and Iran. These are the dictator countries. There's a very World War II feeling here when the dictator countries are getting together. I mean, in World War II, what did Hitler and the Japanese have in common? Nothing, except they saw the world one way, fascism. They all have to do it in their different way. Iran is a fascist country in their own way. So is China, so is Russia, Saudi Arabia, you could say also. Somehow,
Give the channel, as Bill Maher wraps this up here, give the channel a like, subscribe, and let me hear your comments on the gender issue and overseas what's going on. That sounds like World War III to me.
the world seems to be dividing between the good guy countries, the democratic countries, and these autocracies. And if your guy gets in, we're going to be on the wrong side of this one.
Okay. If my guy gets in, I think we'll go back to the time.
That took an odd turn, didn't it? Your guy, if Trump gets in, that's going to go bad, worse than how it's going now?
That we had when he was president, which is the only time we didn't start a war and get involved in a war. Did Putin?
That's not true.
Did Putin?
Jimmy Carter never fired a shot.
Putin did not invade Ukraine until Biden took over. We had the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan, which projected weakness through the world. People understood that we were enfeebled, and that is what was provocative. Weakness is provocative.
I feel like
Trump destabilized these people. They didn't know what to expect of him. Next thing you know, he's bombing Soleimani. Trump did strategic strikes that had people on their heels. They didn't know what he might do to them. And we did not have Putin invade
It's what he might
Ukraine.
do to us that I'm a little more worried.
What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. Everything that Megyn Kelly said, I understood what she meant. I'm scared what he's going to do to us. What? I don't even understand what does that mean, Bill Maher? Megyn Kelly is just, watch her finish him off here. Finish him.
I feel like
Fascist.
Finish him.
I think history is not going to be kind to your point of view, but I appreciate you coming on and saying thank you, Megyn.
That's a nice way to get out of it, Bill. Megyn Kelly, it's very hard. Megyn Kelly is a TV person, obviously. Kind of like Carrie Lake, you can see the polish. I mean, she's 54 years old. She looks just unbelievable. And that's part of the package. But she has brains with it, too. Is Megyn Kelly perfect? Of course not. But when you look at it, she has the ability to, in a concise time frame, Megyn Kelly can destroy you. Now, if she can't do that to certain people, Donald Trump famously destroyed her in the debate, kind of indirectly, and she came around later. But Bill Maher can't handle her. Bill Maher usually controls those conversations. Not that time. Let me know what you think. Click the link. You got more videos, more carnage after the show, more debate, more awkward. I like the awkward moments. Those are some of my favorites. Let me know what you think.
Scroll down, click the link, and finish what you started. This isn't the end. After show carnage.